Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to day 55 of journaling my journey to becoming profitable and the best version of myself. Today is the new start of the week. It is April 12th, 2026, and today is a Sunday. First day back of an amazing last week. We went 5 for 5 and requested a payout for 1.5K, which I actually ended up requesting today. So, ended off the week really, really well, and I was just looking forward to trading this week. CPI didn't go as planned, so we don't have as much accounts as we did. So I want to focus on this week on trying to pass some evals. So I ended up buying a fresh new eval, and I was hoping to try and pass it as fast as possible. So today we ended up catching a banger trade, and I actually ended up making 1.5K in A's session. And I feel like the trade I ended up taking was very, very good, and I had a lot of thought behind it, and it just executed very, very well. And let's just go over what we ended up taking today and what was the thought process. So going into the day, I was leaning bullish because of this huge gap that we ended up leaving this week, a new week opening gap. We had this huge gap that I knew that price would come and want to fill. Gaps are huge draws on liquidity, and price usually always comes and fills them. So especially being Sunday, price definitely wants to come up and fill this gap to build up some structure for tomorrow's New York session. So that's what my target was, and that's what I was mainly basing my bias off of. As well, we had, going into the 5-minute chart, we had this bearish gap and we had this bullish gap. And I was like, okay, I would like this bullish gap to get filled, and I'd catch an inverse to this gap right here and to these highs as well. So A session ended up opening up. We pushed down, we filled this gap, and we just left this beautiful 1-minute bearish fair value gap to get inversed. And I was like, perfect. I waited for this gap to get inversed, and I ended up entering my trade right here. I ended up putting my stops below this gap, because as I said previously, if we were to inverse this gap, I would no longer want to be in the trade. And I ended up targeting this high for a 2 risk to reward. My risk was around $750. So was it around $750? Hold on. Yes, it was around $750. So I feel like this trade is absolutely really well thought out, and I'm very happy with the way I ended up trading. And it did end up taking a little bit more time. I usually don't take trades that take this long, but the only reason why this trade ended up taking so long to work out is because that this is the A's session, and that's how A's session usually moves. Not as volatile as New York, but it could still give some decent moves. And as you guys can see, we're still pushing up higher. And I feel there was a few chances to probably re-enter, because we were leaving gaps and respecting them, and it was just a really clear uptrend. And as you guys can see, price is very, very hard displacing upwards. So, very happy with the way A's session ended up going. So far for April, we are undefeated. If you don't want to count CPI, which I feel like that day is a little bit out of our control, and I would say I went on a little bit of a tilt after CPI not going the way I'd wanted to and end up just trading bad price action. If we don't count that day, we are undefeated. If we're just sticking to our rules and taking actual trades, we were 5 for 5 last week, and this is the first day of this week, a Sunday. And I don't know what it is about Sundays, but for the past 5 Sundays that I've traded, ended up going well, and I was always ended up making money. So that's just a statistic that I keep in the back of my mind. But this Sunday showed up again, and we ended up making 1.5K halfway through this eval. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe we'll be able to pass, but who knows. So a great start to the week. I'm very happy. And I just let's talk about Matthew chapter 21 that I ended up reading yesterday. And this verse that Jesus said, I really enjoyed it, and I feel like it could help some of you guys out in the way you think about the future. And if you feel anxiety, this may also help you calm down in some way. It says, whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive in faith. Um, what that basically says is whatever you ask for and whatever you wish to achieve and the goals you may have set out and you pray for that, as long as you have faith and you believe that God has a plan for you and you stick to it and you put in the work. I literally live by this quote that I say all the time. Make sure that you row the boat and let God steer the sail. So whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive in faith. So just have faith in God that He has a plan for you. If you put in the work, He rewards people that put in work, and He does not like lazy people. So there is a plan for you. You just got to put in the work, and everything will end up just going into the place with time. That's the only thing that's separating you from the life that you want to live is time and effort. And as long as you're putting in effort every single day, as you guys can see, me, I document every single trade I take and just my journey to becoming the best version of myself. I just want to show you real life example, just like living proof of what you can truly become if you put in the work. I'm only 16 years old and have big dreams, and if you just put in the work every single day relentlessly and just stay consistent, success will be inevitable. So that said, very happy with the way last week went. Very happy with the way this week went, and I just want to stick and just ride this consistency and this momentum of success for as long as I can, because in trading there will be really, really good days and good periods, but there's also going to be really, really tough periods and tough times. So just ride the momentum of success and just know that it's not going to last forever. I know worse days are ahead, but it's important to just appreciate and take in the good times. And whenever you're doing well, just know that you deserve it because you put yourself in that position to be doing good. A lot of people may be complaining about these markets and how they're doing so bad and how it's so hard to trade and this and that. But hey, there's some of us out here that are cooking and doing really, really well. So with that said, just realize what you want to accomplish and understand that anything is possible and you can achieve anything you want. And if you have doubt, that's what I'm trying to do here. I want to be living proof that you can achieve anything that you want, and you don't have to live the ordinary life that many people say is the only option. You can make a lot more of your life than what you think, and you should just live your life for that and just becoming the best version of yourself. But anyways, I feel like I'm yapping again. This is how today ended up going. I'm very happy with the way I traded, and hopefully we keep this up. But anyways, that was day 55. I hope all you guys are doing amazing as always. I hope April is treating you guys well, and just stick along to the journey because there's so much more in store for us in the future.